Why, hi there. I'm Ron Juckett, and I'm still trying to get this all set up so we can actually play a football game tonight. But I'm having trouble with this chat window. Oh. So bear with me a couple minutes while I figure this out. I don't know why it's not giving me. Um, why it's giving me trouble. Or else. Where's the memory? Does that give me a box? That does not give me a box. Oh. Does that give me a box? Why aren't you giving me a box? No, that's not the one. Arg! I'm supposed to be able to see the chat, and I can't see the chat. All right, hold on 1 minute. Please stand by. I haven't finished. I haven't started the game yet. I'm still trying to work on something here. Hold on. Here, you can see a blank screen for a second, okay? I'm not going anywhere. Oy vey. I hate doing this on a live stream. Hiya, Grognard. Just 1 second, bud. Okay. I think we're all set. Take. Oh. All right. Well, I don't know how the chat is going to. We're gonna be able to do this with the chat on the screen. So for tonight, it's back to the old way. It just wasn't going to that box. You could. I put it over the play-by-play, and what happened is before with the old computer, is I just showed up nice and white, and it covered it, and so I could see it without having everything all. It just looks better. But this is the first of these streams with the new computer, and it just doesn't want to cooperate. So that's what the way it is. We just got to do it that way. Am I using? No, I use X split. Good news is that you get all the windows. I had to relay the field because the monitor was just a different little size, and it was cutting off that top rushing stats for and the Oilers and Browns. But beyond that, it pretty much is the same. So the box was over where the green part was, and before I had it so I could read it and just have one less thing open because it was just killing the processor. It would just get so warm. But that might also, so if you were watching this on like a phone, you could actually see the chat. But it's not running too bad. The processor's running pretty warm, but not too terrible. Let me try one more time. It's not 7. Yeah, I am connected to YouTube. Okay. Settings. Oh, I gotta authorize it, so we're gonna go over here for a minute. Oh, I can't do that, can I? Oh well, I guess for I guess we're just gonna remove it and go this way. Yeah, OBS is the freebie. I know that Al uses it too, but it's hard, isn't it hard to get the dual screens in? Or were you trying to show more than one thing at once? I know other people do it. Not personally, but all right. So here we go. First game on the new computer. Welcome to Saturday Night Football. This will take us up to hopefully around the first pitch of the baseball game. And if you're watching later, Ricky Keeler, who was with me last night, and I will break down the game after it's over. The Yankee Red Sox game, not this one, because this one's just kind of fake. So the Oilers have won the toss. The Browns have won the toss. They have the wind. It's a beautiful October day in Cleveland, 54 degrees. The wind's at 10 to 20 miles an hour. And let's play some football, shall we? I had to slow this down a lot, too. So the kick will be taken at the 10-yard line, at the 15, 20, 25, 30, 29-yard line. It was Collins. He fumbled it, but got it back. And makes a 19-yard return. Knopf with a tackle. All right, I'll have to take a look because I pay for this one. All right, so let's meet the Cleveland Browns. It is Brian Sipe is your quarterback. He's got Greg Pruitt and Mike Pruitt behind him. The wide receivers are Reggie Rucker and Dave Logan. And you all know Ozzie Smith, or Ozzie Newsome. You also know Ozzie Smith. So those are the setbacks for the Browns as we get started. Off tackle left for Pruitt, Greg Pruitt. And he gets nothing. In fact, he loses the football. Bingham with a forced fumble, but Shepard will recover for Cleveland, the guard, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Cleveland 29-yard line. Let's meet the offensive line for Cleveland. Going from left to right, Doug Deacon is the left tackle. Robert Jackson is the left guard. Tom Deloney is your center. Henry Shepard, didn't mean to do that, is your right guard. And Barry Darrow is your right tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Mike Pruitt on a trap to the left. And he gets to the 30, and there's a flag down.
Personal foul. Offense, number 43, 15-yard penalty.
Mike Pruitt, he must have snapped at Bethea after the hit, and so he's going to lose 12 on the play. That is not good. It'll be second down and 25 from the Cleveland 14-yard line. Let's meet the Houston line. From left to right, it's Steve Baumgartner. Curly Culp, the Hall of Famer, was with the Chiefs. And Elvin Bethea, who already caused a personal foul to be committed. Houston plays with 4 linebackers. Ted Washington, Steve Kiner, no relation to Ralph, Greg Bingham, and the All-Pro, All-World Robert Brazell on the outside. Greg Stemmick and Willie Alexander are your corners. Mike Reinfeldt is your strong safety. And Bill Courier is your free safety. So it'll be second down and 25. Greg Pruitt on a dive. And he gets almost nowhere before Curly Culp makes the stop after a gain of 2. So third down and 23 for Cleveland. They will go 3 wide, right as the third receiver. Keith Wright. We're going to go with Dave Logan on a short hitch. Sight to throw. He's blitzed. He finds Logan at the 24. Gets to the 25. Alexander with a tackle after a gain of 11. But Cleveland is going to have to punt the football. So fourth down and 12 for the Browns. And Johnny Evans with a strong wind will punt this one deep. Coleman and Merkins back for Houston. Evans can boot this about 47 yards. And it's a good punt. And it is taken at the Houston 29 to the 30, 35 before Graff makes the tackle. It's Guido Merkins. There you go. Guido Merkins with the tackle, or with a return to gain of 6. And it'll be first down and 10 for Houston on their own 33-yard line. Houston comes into this 3-1. Cleveland is 4-0. Dan Pastorini is your quarterback. Tim Wilson is the one running back. But you're all here for him. Earl Campbell. Bowling ball with legs. He could just motor and motor. When Dan Pastorini has to throw, Mike Renfro and 00 Ken Burrow are your wide receivers. Campbell on a trap to the right. First play from scrimmage, and it gets it to the 35, and that's going to be it before Joe Jones makes a tackle after a gain of 2. In real life, I believe Cleveland won this game. No, Houston won, but Earl Campbell was hurt. Cleveland will play a 4-3, and not a very good one. From left to right, Joe Jones at defensive end. Jerry Shirk, their best defender on the line. Earl Edwards and Mac Mitchell. Charlie Hall is the right side offensive outside linebacker. Dick Ambrose does the middle. And Gerald Irons is on the left. Clarence Scott, Oliver Davis, those are your corners. Tom Darden is the strong safety. And Tony Peters is the free safety. Second down and 8. Wilson on a dive. And he gets a block, and he gets to the 40 before Peters makes the stop. A gain of 4. They spot it at the 39. And it'll be third down and 4 for the Oilers. Burrow on a medium slant. Pastorini to throw. Has time. Looks over, but throws it away. Burrow went one way, and Pastorini went the other. So the Browns were playing for the run. The Oilers had the right defense, but couldn't execute. So they'll punt. They have the win, and Cliff Parsley is the punter. Averages about 38 a punt into the wind. Cleveland will return this from inside the 20. It's a pretty good punt to the 23. Return to the 30. Gets a hold around the 40-yard line. Right with the return, Keith gets about 15 yards before Turner knocks him down. So Cleveland starts this drive in much better position on the 38-yard line. 11:05 first quarter. Cleveland looking to go 5-0 on the young year. Greg Pruitt on a trap to the right, and he gets away from one blocker across the 40 before Baumgartner makes the tackle after a gain of 5. Second down and 5 from the 43. Short cross to Ozzie Newsome. Sipe has time, but he doesn't have anybody open as Reinfeldt, the strong safety, got a piece of it. It'll be third down and 5. Dave Logan on a medium cross. Sipe is blitzed. He's going to get sacked by Kiner. Steve Kiner makes the tackle. It's a loss of 5 and 4th and 10 as they'll spot this at the 38-yard line. You know, to help, if I wasn't watching this at 480p, I'm sending it to you in 1080, 60 frames a second. I might as well view it that way too. So it'll be fourth down. We're trading punts again. This time Johnny Evans will get this inside the 15-yard line. Houston will let this roll. Philadelphia and New England for you Tuesday at lunch. Hopefully we'll figure out how the chat thing goes. And it rolls dead at the 16. So a punt of 46, and this is the second possession for Houston. And they will start this drive at their own 16. Going to pitch to the right for Campbell on the dirt from the infield. And he gets one block. He gets across the 20-yard line before Edwards makes the tackle. At the 20-yard line, exactly a gain of 4. Second and 6. Houston was the real-life wild card, along with Miami. Off tackle right is the call to Wilson. He finds some daylight. He gets a first down. It's a gain of 7. Edwards is hurt, and his return is doubtful. So Sims, Mickey Sims, who doesn't do anything against the pass, does well against the run. He is in the game. First and 10. And it's a short pass in the flat to Wilson. Pastorini can't lead him. So Cleveland won the run, and Houston tried to pass. So Pastorini's 0 for 2. And so a dive to Campbell from their own 27. Gets a block across the 35. He gets a first down. No, he's short. Joe Jones with the stop. Carl Mock. Oh, I never introduced the line for Houston. With a big hole. And from right to left for the Oilers, it's Morris Towns as the right tackle. George Rayner is the guard. Carl Mock, as you see, is the center. He just made that big block. Ed Fisher, the left guard. And Greg Sampson, the best lineman of the bunch, is the left tackle. Wilson on the dive. Gets a first down and gets it close to the 40 before Sherrick makes the stop. It'll be first and 10 from the Houston 39. Halfway through the first quarter in a scoreless game. Let's see what we can find for Mike Renfro. A medium slant on first and 10. Pastorini looks, has time, dumps it off, but swatted down by Sims. And so it'll be second down and 10. And if you're wondering why Houston didn't have a lot of success in the AFC Championship games in those years, you're looking at it. Pastorini just wasn't very good. However, off tackle left for Campbell, he was pretty spiffy, and he gets across the 40 before Shirk knocks him down after a gain of 4. Third down and 6 from the Houston 43. 3 wide, Burrow, Renfro, and Castor. Richard Castor. We only need 6. We'll try the short hitch to Castor. Cleveland. On a button hook play, Castor dropped the throw. So Pastorini is 0 for 4. And again, Houston will have to punt. Now comes Parsley. Gets this one away. Going to be fielded about the 19-yard line. Good return to the 25. Knocked down at the 26. That's right on the return. It's a gain of 7. Kennard with a tackle. And it's a 39-yard punt and a 7-yard return. And as Pat Summerall would say, that's a net of 32. So 5:55 to go in the opening quarter. No score. Go Mike Pruitt on a sweep to the near side. And it's got some room across the 30. First down to the 40 before Steve Kiner makes a tackle after a gain of 16. So 1st and 10 for the Brownies from their own 41-yard line. Newsom on the short hitch. Sipe has time. Has Newsom open at midfield. He struggles for the first down. Reinfeldt with a tackle. It's a gain of 11. And if you remember from the game that we did against Cleveland and Pittsburgh, Sipe threw for 276, including the amazing 10-point comeback to send the game to overtime in the last few minutes. So a good start for the Browns. They're in Houston territory. And it's a trap to the near side for Greg Pruitt. He gets some room. He gets it to nearly the 40. There's a fumble, though. Cleveland recovers. Stemrick forced the fumble. But again, Shepard, the guard, recovers his second. Robert Jackson, the other guard with the big hole. And so 2nd down and 3 from Cleveland from the Houston 41. Rucker on a medium slant. Sipe is blitzed, has time, has Rucker inside the 30. He gets to the 25 before Stemrick makes the tackle. It's a gain of 17. So Cleveland can do what Houston cannot, and that is throw the football. And so the Cardiac Kids, a couple years early, are rolling right now. Mike Pruitt on a sweep to the far side. And he's got some room. He's got a blocker. Bingham with a tackle at the 21-yard line. 2nd and 7. So Cleveland has run it 6 times for 33 yards. Of 67 yards net. All the Oilers' yards have come on the ground. 2nd down and 7. Logan on a medium slant before they get on the grass. Sipe has time. He's got Logan on the 8. Logan will score. Logan scores. He's got daylight, and he's got 6. And so Logan, with that catch, makes Sipe 4 for 5 for 60 yards, and Cleveland draws first blood. Extra point from Don Cockcroft is up, and it's good. So a 2:45, and I'm on a drink already. I'm by myself till 9 o'clock. It is Cleveland 7. Someone wants to drive to Vermont and get me a seltzer. That'd be great. Houston, nothing. And so it's J.J. Durden is the back deep. He stands on his own 8 with Davis and Johnson, the up men, on their 16-yard line. If Houston is going to make a game out of this, they have to do something in the air. Campbell can't beat him one-on-one. Taking at the goal line to the 15 to the 20 before Jackson makes the tackle. Johnny Durden, not JJ, with the return. And Houston starts this drive on their own 21. Campbell on a trap to the left on 1st and 10. He's got blockers. Shirk with the stop at the Houston 28. So it's a gain of 7. Greg Sampson, the tackle, rips open the hole, and Jerry Shirk makes a stop after a gain of 7. They're going to try a pitch to the Campbell to the near side to see if he can get a first down. He will not get it. Mitchell, the defensive end, Mac Mitchell with a tackle at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd down and 3 for Houston. They'll go a double tight end set. So Wilson will go off tackle to the left. And there's no blockers. Again, it's Mitchell. It's a gain of 1. And so with 1:07, Houston and Mr. Parsley are going to have to punt. So Wright stands. He's going to get a good one here. He's coming into his 35, his 40. He's not going to get there. It's going to go out of bounds at the 41-yard line, a 30-yard punt. And with 24 seconds left, Cleveland has a 7-0 lead in great field position to start this drive. Cleo Miller comes in for Greg Pruitt on the series. And Pruitt will, Cleveland will blitz, or Houston blitzes. Let's dump a screen off to Greg Pruitt, shall we? Sipe has time on the audible, finds Pruitt at the 34, has room to the 40. Midfield, 45, 43-yard, 42-yard line before Bingham makes the tackle. Reinfeldt missed a big one behind the line of scrimmage, and it's a gain of 17. And so after the first quarter, it's Cleveland 7, Houston 0. Houston's defense has not played well at all. And we go to the second quarter. So this time Cleveland is into the wind. They have it 1st and 10 from the Houston 42. And it's a sweep to the near side for Pruitt. He's got room across the 35, 1st down at the 30-yard line. Greg Bingham with a tackle. And the Browns are just doing whatever they want to the Oilers on the ground. 117 net yards. They'll spot this at the 30. Leo Miller on a sweep to the far side. And he's got room to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 7. The processor's loving this. It's absolutely loving this. I'm setting this, by the way, at 1080p at 60 frames a second, and the computer's just going, yep, okay, whatever. So it'll be 2nd down and 3 after that. Let's see if Greg can get a 1st down. Trap left side, near side, and he waits, and he has the 1st down and more onto the dirt. Kiner makes the tackle. Shepard is hurt. He's limping off, and his return is doubtful. It's a gain of 12. So Pruitt had 139 on 19 carries against the Steelers. He has 38 on 6 carries so far this evening, or this afternoon. So 1st and 10 for Cleveland from the Oilers' 11-yard line. And try a short slant to Rucker. Sipe has time over the middle, incomplete. Stemrick left, but he couldn't come down with it. Leo Miller off tackle to the left, and he gets to the 10-yard line, maybe the 9. They'll spot it at the 9 with Kiner on the stop. Good evening, Al. How are you? So 3rd and 8 for the Brownies from the Houston 9. And we're going to try a short cross to Logan in the end zone. Houston blitzes, throws, incomplete. So the Browns cannot get in the end zone. And Don Cockcroft, who has a 74% chance of making this, will kick this one from the dirt. Well, if you remember games from Cleveland, they were all in the dirt. Special thanks now that Al's with us to him first, leading me to the files for the fields that are correctly named. Under 30 characters for Action PC. They were all installed. They're not all correct, but we're not looking for 100% accuracy here. but I have active fields for those who have stuff written on them for everything from 1970 on. And so thanks to Al for that. And here's Cockcroft with a kick. It is up. It is drifting right. And it misses to the right. It's no good. He missed from 26 yards. He topped the football. And so the Oilers start this drive from the 20-yard line. That's the rule. So good benefit for Houston. Campbell on an off tackle to the left. And Cleveland reads it all the way. Sherrick will knock him down after a loss of 1. They keyed Campbell, and he got it. And again, they're going to end up daring Dan Pastorini to beat them. I'm just not sure he can do that. Wilson on a short hitch. Pastorini dumps it down. Wilson's got it. Is he going to run with it? Oh, yes, he does. Hall will make tackle, but not before a gain of 7. So Charlie Hall, the outside linebacker, with the tackle, and that's Pastorini's first completion. He's now 1 for 5 for 7 yards. Okay. I don't have my glasses on. So let's see. Campbell. Pitch to the right. And he's got no room. Cleveland read that one all the way. It's a gain of 1. They played a run defense. And so Campbell is stymied. 8 carries, 27 yards. And again, the Oilers are going to have to punt. Cliff Parsley will get this one away. At the 24, returned by the Browns to the 30. And then Wright can only get 6. It's a 50-yard punt. Parsley loves punting with the wind. And so Cleveland takes over from their own 29. So Greg Pruitt off tackle left, first play of this drive. He gets to the 30 before Kiner makes a tackle. Washington for Houston is shaking up the right outside linebacker, but he'll stay in the game. Mike Pruitt in for Greg. 2nd and 7. Miller on a short flat. Sipe his time. Gets it to Miller, complete. Miller across the 35. First down past the 40. 45, 48-yard line, 49-yard line. Brazil with the whip. But it's a gain of 17. And so Sipe is now 6 of 9 for 94 yards. And 1st and 10 for Cleveland on their own 49. Mike Pruitt with a sweep to the far side. Gets across midfield into Houston territory. They'll spot it at the Houston 46. Billy Alexander with his 3rd tackle of the game. And with 8:47 to go in the first half, Cleveland is dominating everything but the score. This feels like, to me, gentlemen, much more than a 1-score game. Rucker on a medium slant on 2nd and 5. Sipe has all day. He waits. He's got Rucker at the 32. He fumbles the football. Stemrick with it. There's also a penalty.
Offsides, defense. Number 65.
So Bethea was offside. They'll decline the play. Decline the penalty, rather. And after Cleveland recovers the fumble, it's a gain of 17. So spot it at the Houston 29, 1st down and 10. Miller on a fullback dive. And he's got some room. He'll get it to the 21-yard line. Brazil again. Doug Deacon rips open a huge hole. And Cleveland's in business, 2nd and 2. Collins now the running back to go with Pruitt. Larry Collins. And we'll take, there's a penalty flag.
False start. Offense, number 63, 5-yard penalty.
Darrow, the tackle. And that's really been the only thing to slow down Cleveland all game, has been that. So 2nd down and 7. Going to go Collins on a trap to the right. And across the 25, Washington will make the tackle. Ozzie Newsome is hurt. He goes to the sidelines, and his return is doubtful. So that's big. Paris. Gary Paris, who only had 1 catch the entire year, is now in the game with 7:16 left in the first half on this crucial 3rd and 2. Mike Pruitt on the knocking audible. Houston blitzes, and it's a 1st and 10. A gain of 4. Spotted at the 17. Cleveland has just eaten Houston's lunch. Rucker on a short out. Sipe will scramble, or he just couldn't get it off. Doris with the set. The defensive end. It's a loss of 3. That's Andy's. Andy's a big boy. That's his first sack of the game. And Sipe has, second time Sipe's been sacked. Yeah, I believe you're right. Al, Red Sox fan, says Rucker was with the Patriots prior to the Browns, I believe, and I believe you're right. We have the Patriots on Tuesday against the Eagles. Noon, our regular noon time. And I think the Thursday game is going to be Chicago and Green Bay because we haven't featured the Bears yet, and they're in first place in the NFC Central. They're 4-1, as a matter of fact. I can tell you that. So 2nd down and 13 for Cleveland. Greg is in for Mike. And Calvin Hill, the short-handed receiver, is in at the other running back position. And since we tip everything, and here's a short pass in the flat to Hill, but again, Sipe is flushed. And Courier makes the sack. So it's 3rd and 17. Sipe never saw that coming. So 5:55 and the clock running, and Cleveland will bring in a 3rd receiver. Keith Wright, the punt returner, joins Rucker, and Logan Paris is the tight end. Short slant to Logan. Sipe has time. Dumps it down to Pruitt. Across the 20. Brazil with a tackle after a gain of 7. And so with under 5 to go, Houston has forced Cleveland to kick a field goal into the wind. But Cockcroft's chances are just about 2/3. Evans, the punter, will hold. Cockcroft has already missed 1. And the kick is up. It's drifting to the right. But it's no good. The wind hooked it to the right. And so with 4:35 to go and the ball on the 20-yard line, Houston again has a chance to tie. Cleveland should be up at least by 13, if not more. Wilson on a pitch to the right. I hit the wrong running back. And it doesn't matter. Cleveland sniffed that out all the way, and it's no gain. So Wilson has 5 carries for 14 yards. 2nd down and 10. Clock running. Campbell on a sweep to the left. And he gets some room. He gets to the 25, 24-yard line before Ambrose makes the tackle. That's his first, and it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Oilers from their own 24. Mike Barber. They're going to try the medium slant, and Cleveland didn't like what they saw, and they called timeout. So with 3:39 to go in the first half, in the late 70s, these were still these were still the straight-ahead kickers for the most part. I remember when the soccer style kickers were rare enough that they would mention them. And I know we've talked about this before. Maybe you haven't. I know we've mentioned this before. Maybe not on a game stream. The barefoot kickers. Tony Franklin. Can you imagine kicking on that crap in Philadelphia? Ugh. Burrow on a medium slant on 3rd and 6. Pastorini to throw. He has time. He gets it down to Wilson. It's complete. Wilson looks for that first down. He might have it. Yes, he does. Hall with a tackle up the 30-yard line. And Pastorini is now 2 for 6 for 13 yards. Clock running, 1st and 10. It'll be under 3 minutes when this one gets played. Again, a short slant to Barber. And he is fumbled by Sims and picked up. Sims makes the sack. Shrek gave him chase. Sampson picked it up for Houston. And it's a loss of 7. And when you have a bad kicking game, that's one thing. But when you can't throw the football, that's another. So Campbell on a pitch to the near side. And he's got it at the 20. Flag on the play. Irons with the tackle at the 25-yard line.
Holding. Offense. Number 86. 10-yard penalty.
It's the tight end Barber. So it's a 10-yard penalty. It's now 2nd and 27. And Sam Marciliano and the Browns say, ha, 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 good luck. Hamill on the draw. This will take us to the 2-minute warning. And Cleveland just knocks him stiff at the 11. It's a loss of 2. George Reiner makes the bad block. And Mitchell gets his 3rd tackle. And so, what do you run on 3rd and 29? Burrow on the bomb because there's only an 8% chance of it getting picked. He lets it go. Darden with the interception. And that pretty much is the same as a punt. That's Con Darden's 6th pick. But Cleveland will get it at their own 45 with 1:52 and 1 timeout left. Hill on the short flat. Sipe goes to Logan the other way at the 40 before Brazil makes a tackle. That's not what I called. Not what I called at all. Anyway, yeah. So he goes to Logan instead and gets a gain of 8:16. Clock running, 1:45 to go. Ball at the 39-yard line. Cross to Rucker. Sight has time. And now jumps it down to Pruitt. Pruitt across the 35 to the 32 before Brazil makes a tackle, a gain of 7. Cleveland goes hurry up. 2nd down and 3. Screen to Calvin Hill. Houston blitzes. Hill's got it. He's going to have a 1st down inside the 30, the 25. Reinfeldt makes the tackle. It's a gain of 10. 51 seconds to go. Ball up the Houston 22-yard line. Rucker on the long slant. Cleveland in a hurry-up. Sipe rolling. And a sack by Bethea. A loss of 6. Cleveland will let the clock run down to 3 seconds. And again, we're going to try another field goal. So this will be the end of the first half. 2nd down and 16. This is into the wind. This is really a stretch for Cockcroft, as it is 38 and 45 yards. For 44.9% chance. Cockcroft is ready. Yes, I'm sure. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. It's going to drift to the right, and it drifts too far. And somehow, some way, we have reached the second half, and Houston is only down 7-0. So here's the story of the game. Cleveland's offense has done everything that you'd want it to do. Campbell, and they've done everything that you'd want them to do on defense. They've held Earl Campbell to 29 yards and Wilson to 14. Dan Pastorini has a quarterback rating of 0. 2 for 7 for 13 yards. But yet, that one touchdown coming early in the first quarter, Sipe to Logan. But yet, as you look at the team stats here, I mean, this should be, besides the 3 missed field, I mean, they've had 2 chances in the red zone and got nothing out of it. I mean, this should be a 21-point game. But, like the Red Sox last night, I should execute them. But like the Red Sox last night, they kept giving the Yankees chance after chance after chance, or game 1 of the American League Divisional Series when you watch this later. But the Yankees couldn't take advantage. And right now, that's pretty much where Cleveland is. I mean, yes, they had the lead, but this should be so much more. All right, on to the second half. Houston will return. And it is taken at the 5-yard line. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Jackson with a tackle at the 40. Johnny Durden with the return. It's a 35-yard return. That's the biggest play for Houston all game. So 1st and 10 for the Oilers from their own 40-yard line. And what can we do for Earl Campbell? How about a sweep to the right? Sweep near side. Houston is with the win this third quarter as they go left to right, and Jones makes a tackle after a loss of 2. Cleveland played it all the way. Burrow on a short slant. Pastorini dumps it again to Wilson, and he gets to the 43 2-yard line, or 1, before Hall makes the tackle. All 3 completions have been to Tim Wilson. No one else has caught a pass. That does not bode very well for the Oilers as we march on here in the third quarter. 3rd and 9 from their own 41. Castor on a medium cross. Pastorini to throw. He looks. He's got Castor across midfield, and Bolton will make the tackle after a gain of 14. Spotted at the Cleveland 45-yard line. And finally, Houston is across into the Cleveland side of the field. Sweep right for Campbell. They maintain a 3 wide. Campbell gets across the 40, a first down. Davis with a stop after a gain of 12. At the 33-yard line, Ed Fisher ripped open that hole. Oliver Davis, the corner, with his first tackle. Corners and safeties aren't going to do too much when you don't throw the football. And Houston has it at the Cleveland 33. Ken Burrow on a medium cross. Again, Pastorini's flushed. He throws it down. It is deflected by Davis and intercepted. And then there's a fumble, who's recovered by Davis. Cleveland will have it. So the bad throw by Pastorini is tipped and intercepted by Oliver Davis, and then fumbled it. He took 2 steps and dropped it, and then recovered his own fumble. So Cleveland will take over from their own 21, and Bum Phillips will spit some of that good old tobacco juice wearing that hat. He is not happy. 54 degrees. Cleveland goes into the wind at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Sipe 11 for 14 for 151. 15 rushes for the Browns for 91 yards. So Mike Pruitt joins Greg Pruitt in the backfield. And it's an off tackle left to Greg. He's got some room. He gets to the 23 before Kiner makes the tackle. Edwards is back in the game for Cleveland on defense. That's Kiner's 6th tackle of the game. 2nd 7. 12-18 third quarter. It's Mike Pruitt on a trap to the right. And he gets to the 25. He gets a little more than that. It's a gain of 4. They spot it at the 28. And Steve Baumgartner with the stop. So it'll be 3rd and 3 for the Browns. Again, Ozzie Newsome is not returned. Paris is still the tight end. And they're going to try him on the short cross. Sipe has time. Paris gets it. Reinfeld with the tackle. It's a gain of 7. Houston tried to jump the pass, and it almost worked. 1st and 10 for Cleveland from their own 35. Greg Pruitt off tackle to the right. And he gets to the 34. He will lose, or they'll spot it right at the line as Ted Washington, or the father of that Ted Washington, makes the tackle. 2nd down and 10. Mike Pruitt on a pitch to the near side. And he gets to the 30. He gets no gain either. So nothing there. Kiner with a tackle. And it'll be 3rd and 10 for Cleveland. They're going to have to throw it. It'll be Keith Wright, the returner. They need 10. On a medium cross. Sipe will roll. Sipe throws it across his body. Incomplete. So only the 4th incompletion of the afternoon for Sipe. He's 12 for 16 for a $158. And the Browns will punt from there into the wind. So Houston should get decent field position. Johnny Evans gets it away, and that's not a good punt. That's off the side of his foot. It goes out of bounds at the 28-yard line. It's a 37-yard punt, so not as bad as I thought. And that's where the Oilers take over this possession with 9:04 to go in the third quarter. They start from their own 28-yard line. Campbell on a pitch to the left. And Cleveland read that one like a cheap novel. It's a loss of 6. Ambrose with the tackle, and Campbell now has been held to 33 yards on 13 carries. In Houston's first 4 games, he's had 100-yard games on 3 occasions. But today, especially on the grass, that's nothing. Remember, Campbell won the Heisman Trophy for the University of Texas, which was a turf team. And so grass games and Earl Campbell are 2 things that, at least in 1978, are very unfamiliar. 2nd and very long. Wilson on a trap to the right. Waits for his hole. He's got one. He gets to the 25 before Ambrose makes the tackle. And the ball is spotted at the 26. Cleveland's playing a prevent, for goodness sakes. So 3rd down and 12. Renfro on a short slant. Cleveland blitzes. And immediately in the backfield, Pastorini heard it, chucked it to a piece of dirt. I'm not calling any reliever a piece of dirt. There was just no receiver there. And so Houston will have to punt. Cliff Parsley has the wind behind him with this punt. And drives right well back to the 21-yard line. To the 25. Flag is down. Ball is spotted at the 30-yard line.
Illegal block. Receiving team.
So Hall will get the flag. Take away the 8-yard gain, and Cleveland starts this drive on the 12. And every time I look over and see Al's, you should execute him, I'm agreeing with it every time I see it, whether it's Pastorini, whether it's a Cleveland flag. Yep, I'm all for that. So Pruitt on this drive, halfway through the third quarter, 7:26, Cleveland holding on to a 7-0 lead. And Greg will get the sweep to the near side, and he gets some room across the 15 to the 20. It's a first down, 25-30, 35-yard line before Kiner makes the tackle after a gain at 24. Robert Jackson The left guard, I don't agree with his execution that time, makes the key block, and the Browns as a team have now run it 20 times for 122. So from the Cleveland 36, Mike Pruitt, off tackle to the right. And he gets a block, 40, 45, midfield. Washington with a tackle after a gain of 16. And Barry Darrow is the one responsible for that. They are just cleaning Houston's clock. So 1st and 10 for Cleveland from the Houston 48. It's still only a one-score game. Rucker on a medium out. Sipe is flushed. He dumps it down to one of the Pruitts, who gets it down to the 40-yard line, 42. Flag on the
Roughing
play.
the passer.
Oh.
Defense. Number 78, 15-yard penalty. Automatic.
So it's Curly
First
Culp.
down.
And that spots the ball. We'll see in a minute. So the play went for 6. Sipe is now 13 for 17 for 164. And Culp's 15-yard boo-boo. I don't think this was the lay him down on the bed of flowers calls that you're seeing in the NFL this year. I believe that was a legit under the helmet strap hit. So spot it at the Houston 27-yard line. 5:37, third quarter. Cleveland 7, Houston nothing. Greg Pruitt on a trap to the left. And Houston read that one all the way. Bethea makes the tackle. That's a second. And it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Browns. Short pass in the flat for Craig Pruitt. Sipe waits. That's incomplete. Craig had it and lost it. So 3rd down and 10. Calvin Hill comes in to give some options for Sipe. I would say that they're in field goal range, but John Smith has taken over for Don Cockcroft, and so they're not going to want to punt or try the kick if they don't have to. Short hitch to Calvin Hill. Houston blitzes. Hill's got it at the 25. He's got room. Reinfeld makes the tackle, and it is a first down at the 17-yard line. They needed every single blade of grass on that. 1st and 10 for the Browns. And it's Hill on an off tackle to the right. And that goes nowhere. Ted Washington makes a tackle at the 16. George Bueller, no relation to Ferris, did not make his block. He was beaten on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 9 for Cleveland. Clock running, 4 minutes and change to go. 8 plays on the drive for Cleveland for 72 yards, but they've only done it in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Rucker on a short slant on 2nd and 9. Sipe looks around, finds Rucker for a first down inside the 10, and he's going to waltz in for 6. And so finally, Cleveland gets their 2nd score. 9 plays, 88 yards, in 4 minutes and 1 second. And so let's see what Cockcroft does here. He does convert the extra point. So it's a 2-score game with 3:25 to go. It is in the third. It is Cleveland 14, Houston nothing. And Cockcroft's kick is away and taken at the 7, to the 20, to the 30, 5-yard line. Steffi Graf makes the tackle. No, they're telling me that's not Steffi. Graf makes the tackle, Graf. And Johnny Durden with a good return at 28. So 1st and 10, 3:19 to go in the third. Houston needs something to happen. And something to happen rather fast. Burrow on a medium out. Pastorini Has time, and he's deflected and by Davis and intercepted by Hall. That was a terrible throw. It was a heavy rush. He had to throw it, but he threw it to the brown jersey. Literally a brown jersey. Houston never wore a brown jersey. Charlie Hall, that, by the way, is his second interception of the year. Somebody watching this game want to remind me how the Oilers actually made it to the AFC Championship game? Because I'm not seeing it. I'm really not seeing it. Paris is still in the game. Pastor Reed, by the way, with that, is 4 for 12 for 30 yards. I think I could do about that well. Not at my age. I'm talking about a month before my 6th birthday when this game was played. Greg Pruitt on the short flat from the Houston 48. Sight. Can't get it. Pruitt dropped another one. That's a second drop. And you can see that from the graphic. It's a second drop. They made it due to better play calling. Well, they've stopped Campbell. I mean, Campbell set up everything. In real life, Pastorini was a 54% completer of his passes. But the Oilers have only averaged 2.7 a carry on the ground. I mean, they really they needed Campbell to do something just so that Cleveland can key on him so Houston can throw it. But as of yet, it hasn't worked. Pruitt on a sweep to the near side. And he gets to nothing. He gets nothing. Bethea makes the stop. That's his third. 3rd and 10. 3 wide receivers. Keith Wright on a short hitch. Sight is flushed. He dumps it down to Pruitt, but Brazil knock the ball away, and Cleveland got nothing out of that drive. 3 and out. And so they'll have to punt. That's the bad news. The good news is they can go deep here because they're going into that 10 to 20 mile an hour winds. Yeah, I mean, we did the Browns the last week on a Thursday game or Tuesday game, and they stunned the Steelers. They were down 31-21 in the fourth quarter and came back and won in overtime. Houston will let this roll inside the 15. I call the plays on both sides, so I try to make it fair that way, not to show any bias. Even for the Steelers. It's dead at the 10-yard line, so Houston starts this drive. There's still 2:17 to go in the third quarter. If they can get a touchdown, they're still in this game. Campbell on a pitch to the left. And he gets some room this time. He gets a first down and more to the 21-yard line. A gain of 11. Bemoan how the team is doing, and they do something for you. It's kind of like disciplining your pet. That was a fun game. And if you haven't heard my Allen impression, you can go to the game I did this past Tuesday between Dallas and Washington and listen to how that one ended. My goodness. 1st and 10, 2:04 to go, third quarter. Clock is stopped. Oilers trail 14-0. Barber on a medium slant. Pastorini, does he have him? No. Darden with a deflection incomplete. Jones is hurt for Cleveland. And St. Clair now is in at defensive end. So the return is listed as doubtful. 2nd down and 10. Off tackle right for Wilson, but there's a play.
Penalty. Offense. Number 55.
And again,
penalty.
center jerked the football and didn't snap it. So 2nd and 15 for the Oilers from their own 16-yard line. Two tight end set. Give us to Campbell on the draw. And the bowling ball takes it to the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 4, 3rd down and 11. Oh, and now we're going to get another false start.
Offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
So Fisher, the guard, jumps offside, and it's now 3rd down and 16. Here's a team that is averaging about, they have 89 yards on 25 snaps. I'm not a math major, but that's not very good. Burrow on a medium hitch. That's less than 4 yards a snap. The throw is complete to Burrow at the 25. He tries for the 1st down. Davis with a tackle. It's a gain of 14. So Houston will punt with under a minute to go, but at least Pastorini did something with the football this time. So Houston is done with this drive. And Parsley will have the punt into the wind. It hopes to drive Cleveland deep. Taken at the 22, 23 and right will call for a fair catch. So with with 21 seconds left, Cleveland will run one more play this quarter. And Cleo Miller and Calvin Hill are the setbacks for this drive. Miller will take it on a trap right. And the last play of the quarter is a 2-yard gain. Washington makes a 6th tackle. And after 3, it's Cleveland 14, Houston nothing. So don't forget, after the baseball game, if you're watching live, we will have the real baseball game, not one of these. Ricky Keeler joins me to break down Game 2 of the Red Sox-Yankee American League Divisional Series. We're hoping sometime before midnight, but the first pitch is at 8:15. Stephen Wright has been taken off the Red Sox roster, if you did not hear that already. Heath Hembry has now been named to the team. Wright had underwent an MRI. Aaron Hicks is not in the lineup tonight for the Yankees. And Rafael Devers is not playing third base for the Red Sox against Masahiro Tanaka. So first pitch is at 8:15 for the real game, not on YouTube, or not that I'm telling you about on YouTube. The game is on TBS, and Ricky Keeler and I will have the post game for you we're estimating around midnight. After the game, a couple minutes after the game. And someone reached out to me to do a Vermont high school football show. And we're going to do one of those around the playoffs. If he's here, say hi. And Mr. Al, you just let me know what you want to talk about. And you and I will do a chat. I want to actually get your face on the camera, though. All right, so 2nd down and 8 for Cleveland. And Calvin Hill will do an off tackle to the left as we start the 4th quarter. He gets it to the 28, 29-yard line before Elvin Bethea makes the tackle. His 4th of the game. 3rd down and short for Cleveland. And it'll be Miller on a short flat. Miller makes the completion. He's got some room. He's got a 1st down. Gets it to the 40 before Reinfeldt makes the tackle after a gain of 13. So they were looking for Calvin Hill on that pass play, and Reinfeldt got it instead. The amazing thing for Cleveland is they've done all this with Ozzie Smith hurt. His return is still listed as doubtful. Sipe is now 16 for 23 for 203 yards. Rucker on a medium hitch. Sipe is pressured. Quick throw to Rucker. 1st down and more. At the Houston 40. Stemrick with the stop. That's his 4th. Sipe is now 17 of 24 for 221. And yes, this is 1982 years early. Calvin Hill on an off tackle to the right. And he gets it to the 40. Stemrick with a stop after a gain of 2. They'll spot it at the 38-yard line. 12:56. And Greg Pruitt comes back in the game. He'll go trap to the right. And he gets a little bit of room. He gets it to the 35 before Curly Culp brings him down after a gain of 3. So Pruitt has 13 carries for 71 yards. And that's Curly Culp's second tackle. 3rd and 5, and they are not in field goal range. Logan on a short slant. Sipe is flushed, and he throws it away. It was high, and Alexander almost intercepted it for Houston. And so Sipe is going to quick kick this. And he's back. And is he going to run it? He ran it. He won't get the kick. Wow, it's a busted play. He won't get the kickoff. He just took a sprint. He's not known for his running, and he picked up the first down. So Bingham with a tackle after a gain of 12. I was not intending for Cleveland to go for it. I wanted to hold Houston back to inside their own 10-yard line. And instead of the quick little poochie, it's a run and a gain of 12. What a heads-up play by Brian Sipe. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for Cleveland from the Houston 23. Everything is going right tonight for Cleveland. It's the non-brothers Pruitt, Greg and Mike now on the field. And Mike will take this trap to the right. And he will get to the 21-yard line before Curly Culp makes the tackle. So Mike Pruitt has 8 carries for 50 yards. 2nd and 8 for Cleveland from the Houston 21. They're driving here to pretty much put this game away. With 10:40 for the clock running, it'll be about 10:10 to go after this stop. 2nd down and 8. Greg Pruitt on a pitch to the far side. And Pruitt's got some room. He gets to the 15. It's a gain of 8. It is a first down. And Cleveland really is in no hurry now. 10 plays on the drive, and they've taken 5:22 off the clock. So Logan on a medium cross. Let's see if they can lull Houston here. And they do. Logan with a touchdown. Father at the 2 and walks right in. So the fake punt or the heads-up audible by Sipe not to pooch it leads to another Cleveland touchdown with 9:22 to go. Cleveland leads it after the Cockcroft kick 21-0. So Durden back for Houston at the 6. The Oilers will probably fall to 3-2. This return is taken to the 28-yard line. But before the Steelers can get all giddy about Houston losing, Cleveland is 9 minutes and 16 seconds away from starting the year 0-5. The Steelers are 3-2. They've lost to the Buffalo Bills of all teams, and the Oilers. And the Browns. Campbell on a pitch to the right. And he gets to the 31 before Mike St. Clair makes the tackle. It's a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Renfro on a medium slant. Pastorini is rolling. He's flushed. He throws. Tries to check it down to Wilson, but Wilson dropped it. He was really hit by Hall. And so it'll be 3rd and 6. Rich Castor on a short hitch, but Pastorini botches a snap. And Ambrose will knock him down after a loss of 4. So it's a sack for Ambrose, his first of the game, and Pastorini has found the dirt twice. And Houston is going to be forced to punt on 4th and 10 from their own 27. Cliff Parsley will punt this one into the wind. It's a short punt, even shorter, as Wright makes the catch at the 42. He gets to midfield before tackled by Johnson after a gain of 8. So Cleveland 49-yard line is where the Brownies will start with 7:33 to go. You know, it's one of the things about doing a replay. You just never know how things are going to go. And I would have to say, outside of no one really in the NFC West going above 500 the first 5 weeks of the season, that Cleveland being undefeated is right up there. Greg Pruitt on a pitch to the right. And Houston snipped that one all the way. Doris will make the tackle for a loss of 4. Oilers played the 3-4 basic and caught Cleveland in the wrong offense. Dave Logan on a short cross. Sipe has time. Logan has it at the 45 of Houston. Alexander eventually makes a tackle, but it's a first down. It's a gain of 14. So Sipe is 19 of 27 for 248 yards. Mike Pruitt off tackle right. From the 41, he's got a block. He gets to the 35-yard line. It's a 32-yard line. It's a gain of 9. George Bueller with the block, and Cleveland is knocking on the door again. As a team, they've rushed for 33 times and 177 yards. Greg Pruitt on a fullback dive, and that gets nowhere. Jeff Bingham knocked him down the line. Barry Darrow made the bad block. So the Brownies are 4 for 11 on third down. And it's 3rd and 1. And Sipe says, yeah, if I can run for 12, I can get the quarterback sneak. Robert Brazil makes the tackle. And even though George Bueller makes the bad block, it's 1st and 10 for the Browns with 4:39 in the clock running. Rucker on a short slant. Houston actually is looking for a pass. But Rucker catches it in the seam at the 20. He gets to the 15. It's a gain of 17. So that's 5 catches for 85 yards for Reggie. And Cleveland is just putting on the finishing touches on this one. Greg Pruitt on a trap to the left. And Elvin Bethea makes the tackle after a gain of 3. So before I lose most of you, like I said, we'll have a review of Game 2 of the American League Divisional Series tonight after the game. No earlier than, well, that's the Yankees and the Red Sox. So if we're doing this at 11:15, I'd be stunned, but probably closer to midnight. Our next live game stream will be Tuesday at lunchtime from Foxborough as the Eagles take on the Patriots in a Week 6 matchup. And if you're still with us watching this on tape, hit that like button and subscribe. Logan on a medium slant. Sipe is flushed. Sipe looks. Logan has it, and Cleveland scores again. And now the Browns are pouring it on. So Cockcroft comes out for the extra point and tucks that one around the left. So with 2:32 to go, this one's been all Cleveland. 28-0. And as we kick it off, taken by one of the upmen at the goal line of the 10, 15, 20, 27-yard line. That's Anthony Davis on the return. The clock is stopped with 2:27 left. Dan Pastorini is out. Guilford Nielsen is the quarterback. Duncan and Campbell are the running backs. Merkins and John will just do the. Gifford Nielsen is the quarterback. Earl Campbell and Brian Duncan with Billy White Shoes Johnson and Guido Merkins. Campbell on a trap to the right is the call, and he gets across the 30-35. Is it going to be a first down? No, it's a gain of 9, and we'll take it to the 2-minute warning. 17 carries for Campbell for 61 yards, and cover your dog's ears as Don Meredith comes to the mic. Already upset that we did his game on first this week instead of second. Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say all good things must end. Turn out the lights. The party's over. I still haven't gotten a copyright strike for singing that song. Second and 1. Brian Duncan on a trap to the right. Under 2 minutes to go. And he's got a room. He gets it to the 48-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for Houston. Clock running. Gain of 12 on that play. So the Oilers have run the ball 24 times for 91 yards. And that's been the bulk of their offense. So Cleveland, they got the shutout, that's gravy. As Campbell takes a trap to the right. He's got some room across the 40 with more to the 30. London with a stop. That's a gain of 24. Cleveland is playing a blowout defense now. So all sorts of 4s and 5s. St. Clair and Mitchell are your defensive ends. Turnbow and Sims your tackles. Matthews, that's Clay. That's the daddy of Clay. And Graf the outside linebackers. Jackson the inside linebacker. London and Bolton are your corners. Rich and Jones are your safeties. Nielsen will try Campbell on the flat here with 1:12 to go. Campbell's got it. And Cleveland converges in mass after a gain of 5 at the 23. So, yep, that's the right family in that picture. But that's junior, not senior. 36 seconds, and Houston is just going to be done with it. So the final score is Cleveland 28, Houston nothing. Let's give you a look at the player stats. Brian Sipe, 21 for 29 for 276 and 4 touchdowns. He's my player of the game. Earl Campbell, 18 carries for 85 yards. But most of those came in garbage time. Nothing there to be excited about. And Dan Pastorini, his quarterback rating was 2.8. Scoring, Sipe, 3 touchdown passes to Dave Logan and 1 to Reggie Rucker. And real quick before I lose you, let's stretch this out. You can see the standings, I think. Or did I? Yep. Okay. You can see the standings. So Kansas City and Denver are in first place in the AFC West at 4-1. Cleveland is the best record in the AFC. Could we seriously see a Cleveland-Dallas Super Bowl? That would be nuts. All right, all the scores from Week 5. Philadelphia 24, Baltimore 10. Montgomery rushes for 103. Carmichael 6 catches for 120. You'll see those Eagles on Tuesday against the Patriots. Kansas City 34-28. Again, another team that did nothing in real life in 78 is a serious contender for the AFC West. Mike Livingston, whose claim to fame is Lenny Dawson's replacement, 15 for 23 for $166. The game you just saw, Houston shut out by Cleveland, 28-0. St. Louis beats Miami 24-21. Bob Griese out for 5 games, by the way. New England dumps San Diego 37-24. New England is now in that 3-way tie with Buffalo and Miami in the AFC East. Pittsburgh beats the Jets 20-10. Franco Harris, 31 carries, 87 yards. The Giants lose to Atlanta 31-17. So Atlanta has a 2-game lead down the West at 3-2. Minnesota shuts out Tampa Bay 20-0. Oakland beats Chicago 17-13 in Chicago's first loss of the year. Detroit 31, Green Bay 21. The Rams finally get a win. They beat New Orleans 24-21. Denver down Seattle 28-14. Seattle's pretty much out of it now at 1-4. Cincinnati 7-0 over San Francisco. O.J. Simpson runs for 67. And that Monday game we played Tuesday afternoon, Dallas 28-27. What a game that was. So Philadelphia at New England, and I'm thinking, I'll let you look for a second. I'll leave this. Philadelphia, New England, I know I'm going to do. Which of those games do you want to see? I'm leaning Chicago and Green Bay. This would be the Thursday game. I've done Denver and San Diego already, although I'm not opposed to doing the second half of a matchup. Combined, they have 7 wins. And we're doing Philadelphia and New England who have 7 wins. Who's Atlanta playing? Pittsburgh. So, which would you want to see for the Thursday game? Atlanta-Pittsburgh or Chicago-Green Bay or Denver-San Diego? Those are the 3 choices. Also, while you're waiting for some response in the chat, see if I can figure out how to get that chat box to work again. Although this was fine to have it open. So those are the choices. Chicago, Green Bay, San Diego, Denver. You bet, Al. San Diego, Denver, or Atlanta and Pittsburgh. We'll run through those again in a couple days. But I guess that'll do it for now. I'm Ron Juckett. Hit this video, like this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Al, Red Sox fan, give it an Original Grognard. Both run great channels. Hit and like, subscribe, and like those too. I'll talk to you tonight after the real baseball game. Until then, have yourselves a good night.